The Oklahoma City Thunder are already one of the most exciting young teams in the NBA, but could they be gearing up for a blockbuster trade to push them into championship contention? Reports suggest that OKC is looking to add a high-level backcourt partner for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and they might be ready to pull off a major move involving the New York Knicks and Chicago Bulls. With the trade deadline approaching, speculation is heating up about the Thunder's next big move, and if they pull this off, it could completely change the landscape of the Western Conference. Let's break it all down. OKC has been ahead of schedule in their rebuild. With SGA playing at an MVP level, Chet Holmgren making an immediate impact, and a deep, versatile roster full of young talent, the Thunder are no longer just a team of the future, they're winning right now. But with their impressive rise, one thing has become clear: they need another reliable guard to support Gilgeous-Alexander. Someone who can create their own shot, take pressure off him as a ball handler, and provide additional scoring in key moments. That's why this rumored blockbuster trade is so interesting. According to reports, the Thunder could be targeting a big-time backcourt addition, and the Knicks and Bulls might be the teams involved in making it happen. The Thunder have plenty of young assets and draft capital, which puts them in an incredible position to make a splashy move without mortgaging their future. So, who are the players that OKC could be eyeing? Let's start with one of the biggest names in trade rumors this season, Zach LaVine. LaVine has been on the trade block for months, with the Bulls reportedly open to moving him as they look to reshape their roster. The two-time All-Star is an elite scorer, averaging around 23 points per game over the past few seasons. He's athletic, can create his own shot, and has deep three-point range, all skills that would fit well next to SGA. Adding LaVine would give OKC another offensive weapon who can take over games, especially in the playoffs when defenses start focusing on shutting down Gilgeous-Alexander. But there are concerns. LaVine's massive contract is a major factor. He's owed around $40 million per season for the next few years. Would the Thunder be willing to take on that type of financial commitment? And how much would they have to give up to get him? If the Bulls are looking for young assets and draft picks, OKC has more than enough to make a deal work. The question is whether Sam Presti and the front office view LaVine as the right fit for their timeline. Now, if the Thunder aren't sold on LaVine, another name that has been floating around is Quentin Grimes from the New York Knicks. Grimes may not have the star power of LaVine, but he's a high-upside 3 and D guard who could fit seamlessly into OKC's system. He's young, plays tough defense, and has shown the ability to be a reliable outside shooter. Grimes wouldn't require as much of an investment in terms of assets or salary, and he could be a great complementary piece rather than a ball-dominant player who needs touches. If the Thunder want to add depth without disrupting their current chemistry, targeting someone like Grimes could be a smart move. And then there's another potential wildcard, Alex Caruso. Caruso has been one of the most valuable role players in the NBA, providing elite perimeter defense, hustle, and underrated playmaking. The Bulls could look to move him as part of a larger deal, and he would instantly make OKC's defense even more dangerous. Imagine a lineup featuring SGA, Caruso, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren that's a nightmare for opposing teams. If the Thunder are looking for a defensive-minded guard rather than another high-usage scorer, Caruso might be the perfect fit. This type of deal would allow the Thunder to upgrade their backcourt without sacrificing their core pieces, while the Knicks could stockpile more draft assets for a future move and the Bulls would finally move on from LaVine's contract. But there's also the question of whether OKC even needs to make a move right now. The Thunder are already one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They have a well-balanced roster with SGA leading the way, Chet Holmgren dominating inside, and Jalen Williams continuing to develop into a star. Do they really need to shake things up? Or should they continue to develop their young talent and wait for a bigger opportunity in the offseason? That's the big debate. On one hand, adding another high-level guard could make them immediate title contenders. On the other hand, this team is still so young and improving naturally. Would making a trade disrupt their chemistry? Would it force them to give up valuable future assets for a short-term gain? One thing is for sure, the Thunder have options. Unlike other teams that are scrambling to make a move out of desperation, OKC is in a position of power. They don't have to force a deal, but if the right opportunity presents itself, they have the pieces to make it happen. So, what do you think? Should the Thunder go all in and make a blockbuster trade for someone like Zach LaVine? Should they target a younger, more affordable option like Quentin Grimes or Alex Caruso? Or should they stand pat and trust their current roster to continue improving? According to recent rumors, OKC could be looking for a high-level guard who can take some of the playmaking pressure off Gilgeous-Alexander while also improving their depth and perimeter defense. The Thunder are loaded with young talent and draft capital, meaning they have the flexibility to make a significant move if the right opportunity presents itself. And with the Knicks and Bulls both reportedly open to trade discussions, a three-team deal could be in the works. So, who are the potential targets? One name that has been linked to OKC is Zach LaVine. The Bulls star has been in trade rumors for months, and Chicago seems ready to move on from its current core. LaVine is an elite scorer who can stretch the floor and provide another offensive weapon alongside SGA. While his contract is hefty, OKC has the financial flexibility to absorb it if they believe he can push them to contender status. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the latest NBA trade rumors and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Nikola Vucevic, the Chicago Bulls' skilled big man, might be nearing the end of his time in the Windy City. With trade rumors swirling and the Bulls struggling to establish themselves as serious contenders, Vucevic's future has become a hot topic. And now, new reports suggest that the veteran center has made it clear what his priority will be when choosing his next team. He's not looking for another rebuilding project or a team stuck in mediocrity. He wants to win. He wants a shot at competing for a championship. This revelation could have huge implications, not just for the Bulls, but for the teams looking to add an experienced, skilled big man to their roster. So, let's break it all down and explore what's next for Vucevic. Now, let's take a step back and analyze Vucevic's situation with the Bulls. When Chicago traded for him back in 2021, they envisioned him as a key piece in their push to become a contender in the Eastern Conference. The front office paired him with Zach LaVine and later added DeMar DeRozan, forming what looked like a competitive core. But things haven't exactly gone as planned. While the Bulls have had flashes of promise, they've been inconsistent, struggling to make deep playoff runs. Injuries, questionable roster construction, and a lack of a clear direction have left the team stuck in the middle, not good enough to contend, but not bad enough to fully rebuild. But at this stage in his career, he's not looking for moral victories. He wants to be on a team that has a real chance of winning it all. That's why this recent report is so important. Vucevic has reportedly made it clear that his priority in his next move will be finding a team that can offer him a legitimate shot at a title. He's not interested in joining a young, rebuilding squad. He's looking for an organization with an established core, strong leadership, and a winning culture.